Jeff with Koncept Garage here in Austin, Texas, bringing you a behind the scenes of a 3-car garage renovation we completed near Oak Hill. Now, there were a lot of goals for this one. Park 3 cars, prioritize the organizing, provide a space where they could do resin-based projects, create a gym area for them to do their martial arts, create a space where they can detail their cars. One of the challenges was a big wood dresser in the 1-car garage, which I'll show you in a second. So, the garage was in pretty good condition. The infrastructure, the drywall were in great shape. There were no failing tape lines. There were minimal drywall repairs needed throughout the space. Like most garages, variety of storage products, gobbling up a lot of floor space here. So these floor racks are not conducive when you really want the garage space, the floor space, to move around in. Easy, cheap, off the shelf, provides ample storage. However, when you really want the garage to function, this is not an ideal product choice. Here's another view. This is of the 1-car garage. So you see more floor racks here. There's a punching bag in the back. We had some carpet. The good news on this one was the floor was also in really good shape and there wasn't an existing floor coating, which means no work grinding that thing off in order to get the concrete prepped. They already had a mini split in the 1-car too. So this is the wood dresser I was talking about. Now, initially we were debating what we do with that. The clients really wanted to put that in a spare bedroom inside. We just didn't know if it would fit. So we took some measurements with them, found out that it would fit, and then the guys on day one were able to take this wood dresser and get it installed for them inside the home, which cleared up a lot of space. You could see a variety of tools and just a hodgepodge of different possessions. So in order to convert this into a gym, one thing we need to do is get all of the possessions that don't belong in here out of there and into a different space. One of the benefits for them in this garage was they already had an attic ladder in and were using the attic effectively to store holiday. There were some holiday items that were in the garage, which we then consolidated and got up into the attic for them. I want to show you this huge Christmas tree they had. Here it is. So I'm not a big fan of the artificial Christmas trees in general. I'm really not a big fan of the massive ones because they're simply so hard to store. There's no really good way to store these huge Christmas trees. This one has rollers. It was on wheels, so it needed to be stored upright. Unfortunately, the only place to put that is in a back corner on this tire stop somewhere. So where we put that, I'll show you in a few minutes. The 1-car garage had some windows, bringing in a lot of natural daylight. No need to replace the garage doors with windows in them. I don't know how this trend came about, but painting these garages tan was or beige. It makes them look so dingy and just, I don't know, just old, like 90s era. So they had brown window shades in here too, which eventually they'll be getting rid of and replacing, but ironically we didn't include it in this project. Let me show you some during photos here. So we worked with them to create this really cool color palette. It was dark. It's kind of gothic looking. I mean, when I met with them, their big thing is the cars. They both drive Porsches. Personally, I love Porsches. They're fantastic cars. And they wanted the ability to detail their own cars. So when we cleaned out the garage, a ton of junk we got rid of, which is great. So you see all the possessions lined up here. Chantel's in the background. We break down all the metal and separate out the wood because the company we use, a lot of this gets upcycled and repurposed, which is great. Big fan of protecting the environment. So you see some of the metal here that's been broken down and the junk pile. There's our little no trespassing sign so people don't think it's a yard sale and step onto the property. It is a working construction site. Once the garage is empty, and this always amazes our clients just how fast we can empty these spaces, the space opens up. You really see how big it is. And they had a really great footprint. the door to their home was over here, and they had this really cool little nook, which was going to be perfect for their essential items. So things they were grabbing on a regular basis, getting into their cars, or getting out of their cars and back into the home. They had this really cool nook that we were able to leverage effectively for their essential items. Included in this project was a new lighting system. So you see what was existing here. The good news with the attics is our electrician has easy access up here to wire in a new system without cutting up the ceiling or the walls to pull his wires. So that really helped on the cost saving for the painting and the drywall work. Now, I'm a big proponent, and I'm always saying, always do epoxy after painting. Well, unfortunately here, schedules didn't align, and we were forced to do the epoxy work before the painting, which my team knows, and my epoxy team and my painters also know that this is super critical. Those painters are basically walking on thin ice here. We stress to them always just how important it is to protect that floor. That's a $5,500 floor, brand new. So if any paint gets on that, that's a big problem. They always go to extra measures to tape it up anyway. You can still see the paint drying on the walls here. One thing I want to share with color changes, we get really creative with our clients in choosing color palettes. Darker walls, they show imperfections, okay? So if there's waves in the drywall, which there always are, a dark wall tends to highlight those. And texture kind of camouflages the different imperfections. Now, big imperfections like the waves you see here, texture just isn't good enough at hiding those. With a sheen, we always go eggshell on the walls, simply because if some dirt or water or oil gets, on the walls, we want our clients to have the ability to wipe it off. If you go flat, unfortunately, you're not wiping it off. You're touching that wall up with paint. The challenge with a eggshell sheen or a semi-gloss sheen, anything with some kind of gloss in it, is it kind of exacerbates that the drywall imperfections and the waviness. So that's what you're seeing here. One, you're seeing the paint drying on the wall, and then second, you're seeing that dark color, the medium orange peel texture, and then the paint sheen kind of bringing out some of those drywall imperfections. Now, this isn't a big deal when we put up cabinets and slat wall and various storage systems, and the walls are covered, but it's something important to be aware of if you're doing a DIY project and you want to go with a really cool color palette, a dark color palette. Another factor to consider with a dark color palette is the lighting. Garages are really underlit, so you're going to want to overcompensate on the lighting design to factor in that really dark color palette. So here we did a dark color floor, we did dark walls. We put extra lumens in, extra lighting to offset the darkness that the paint colors and the color palette created. Here's another image of the drywall. Now, sure, we could replace the drywall with brand new drywall always, right? But that adds $5 to $10 grand to the project, and this drywall was in really great shape, Also, something to be mindful of, we like to spray our garages, okay? And you can see here some of these imperfections. If you roll this garage, you're gonna see a lot of these streaks, okay? So this painter, he started to roll it. We said, no, you're gonna spray this because we don't wanna see these roller marks. Again, the roller marks in combination with the waves in the drywall exacerbates those imperfections. So I just wanna point that out to you guys. And of course, some paint got on the damn floor, which is always frustrating, but we were able to wipe this off. Here's another photo. You can see the recessed cans being cut in and the electrical pulled. We did a light color on the ceiling. If we would have gone dark, we would have put even more lights in here, and it would have made the space feel really small, which we don't like doing. Now, if this was a 14-foot ceiling, then yeah, maybe we would have gone dark on the ceiling to bring that ceiling down. So here's what we created. You see the brown shades. Oh man, I wish we would have just replaced those. I've said in previous videos, I don't like overheads. So when the attic was filled up, what we did was we installed some shelves here across. We had enough headroom across the front wall. We kept the ceiling mount opener. We could have gone wall mount opener, but it's not a conversion. So when we do a wall mount opener, usually I'll raise the garage door rails here too, so they hug the ceiling and really provide that open space. So if this was a conversion, I would have done that. You see the black slat wall. Black slat wall is interesting because it kind of camouflages the possessions in. You'd be surprised how many of your possessions are black, and then all of the accessories are black and charcoal. We can't change colors there. So when we do a white slat wall, the possessions tend to pop off of it. And then when we do a gray slat wall, there's layers of contrast. It's not as dramatic. And then with black is incredibly hard to photograph. Everything kind of blends in, which was the point of this. We wanted to calm the space down, camouflage things in, have the cars really be the focal point of the garage. And you could see the floor here, very dark gray. Yeah, this project came out amazing. On the cabinets, we did enclosed storage, so we went cabinets, blacked everything out again to really calm down the space and bring attention to the cars. You could see how much floor space we opened up here by choosing cabinets, thinning out the possessions. I put the cabinets on the rear wall for a specific reason. I wanted to create more open floor space, and that's exactly what we did. So the slat wall system here, you see more of their essential items. Here's that nook I was telling you about. How cool is this? They walk out their door. They have their own kind of grab and go area that's not part of the garage. It's offset. It's really cool. And then this photographs so well, the different colors with the Yetis. We have a blown up image of it on our wall in our office. Okay, here's the one car. We chose there's plenty of gym racks out there. Some of them are wall mounted, some of them are freestanding. One of the wall mounted ones I like basically lifts up. This doesn't fold in. It lifts up and it lifts down. So when he wants to work out, he just simply pulls this out and he could work out, and then he could just push it back up and it folds in. Really cool. Now, you might think, hey, that's a really small gym space. Well, they do a lot of martial arts, so what they do is they have their own mats, which they roll out. They park an old Jeep in here, so they pull out the old Jeep, and then they roll those mats out, and they have a full space here to work out in. Now, remember how I said I really don't like big-ass Christmas trees? Well, here's why. Because the best place to put that huge Christmas tree was in the corner of the one car. This is as out of the way as we could get it. Now, if you're thinking about buying a big artificial Christmas tree, please, 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 for the sake of garage organization, your peace of mind, the other 11 months of the year, just don't do it. Get a smaller one or go real. The real ones smell better anyway, so I don't know why people do these artificial ones. And then if you store the smaller ones up in the attic, they're a pain in the ass and a safety concern to get down. Okay. Tool rack on the right wall. Again, some fixed shelves above the door for non-essential items. Most of the items that we kept in there were simply for the gym space, exercising, MMA, martial arts. You see the gloves here. This project came out amazing. I was so happy with this one. Attics, we do attics. They already had really good use of the space of their attic, so we simply tidied it up. I want to show you, yeah. A lot of people don't realize wreath bags are a thing. They exist. I walk into so many garages where the wreaths are just hanging on the wall or they're sitting on the shelf collecting dust. That doesn't have to be the case. You can get some wreath bags like this. They come in a variety of different sizes, and then zip them up so the wreaths at holiday time are not full of dust and they don't look old. Yeah, check out this photo. This is the one that we put up on our wall. But you see how the black and the accessories camouflage in, and we have two layers of contrast here, right? You have the possessions, and then the black paint on the wall blends in with the black slat wall, which blends in with the accessories. So we get two layers. If this was white, we would have 3 layers of contrast. So 2 layers keeps it a little calmer. This is pretty dramatic just because of how bright those possessions are. But you see there's some black possessions in here. You hardly even notice it unless I point it out. Okay, something really cool we did for the cabinet system. They had 2 of these Husky workbenches. I'm not opposed to these workbenches. They're adjustable in height, very sturdy. They're a good product, very economical, easy to put together. So what we did was we spec'd out, instead of a tool chest to go underneath it, we spec'd out custom cabinets made in the US, really high-end, high-quality, powder-coated doors. They look really slick. They have adjustable feet on them, so we're able to design these base cabinets such that it fit underneath the workbench. What you don't see here is the second Husky workbench we ended up putting right here, and then we put the table saw on it. So they have, this is 6 feet. They have 12 feet worth of space here on this back wall to do their resin projects. Consolidating tools in the before photo I showed you there. There were tools in the one-car garage, so consolidating those. And our team handles all the tools, all the hardware, everything. I mean, our clients really don't touch anything. The drawer liners here, if we don't put these drawer liners in, and the tools are just on the solid wood, over time as the client opens and closes the doors, this is all going to get disorganized. So the drawer liners really keep things stuck to the base of the drawer and organized. Here's the insides of the cabinets. Now these shelves are all adjustable in height, and we adjust the height to maximize space utilization based on the possessions that we're storing in there. So hope you enjoyed this one. Really glamorous project, insane transformation. I can't wait to create an Instagram post on this and show more people in Austin what we're capable of. Oh gosh, if you hire us, please let us change the shades for you. I don't like this kind of rains on my parade. I mean, the space came out amazing. Look at the floor, the gloss of the floor and the black and everything just like calm and camouflaged in, and then boom, ugly brown shades. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at Koncept Garage. And if you're in the Austin, Texas area and you need help with your garage or any in-home spaces, any kind of organizing or storage space, remodeling, please let us know. You could book a consultation with us on our website or stop by our office and showroom in Rollingwood.